This is absolutely fascinating. So the internet is definitely changing the way that we do things, of course, like communicate and shop. But now there is a new study that says that our reliance on search engines and social media is actually changing the way that your brain works and certainly the way that you recall and remember things. Dr. Robert Melillo is a specialist in functional neurology, and he's also a founder and executive director of Brain Balance Achievement Centers. Doctor, good to have you here today.
Good to be here.
So tell us how our brains are literally changing thanks to things like Google and Yahoo.
Yeah, well, this study just came out yesterday out of the journal Science, and essentially it kind of confirmed a lot of the fears that I think a lot of us have, is that our computer's changing our brain and actually maybe making us dumber. And this really showed that it is actually changing the way our brains functionally remember things, which is kind of scary.
It's incredible. And I was saying to you in the break, when I was a kid, I knew everyone's phone number. I knew all my friends. I could recite them off the top of my head. Now, I don't know anyone's phone number. I have to look up my daughter's phone number because it's all speed dialed into your phone. So all of those little things that you used to kind of use, it was a brain exercise, you're not using anymore.
Yeah, well, that's basically, the important thing here is that the brain is like a muscle. Yeah. If you actively go out and seek information and learn something and read something in a book, it makes a difference. It makes your brain grow, literally make more connections. If you're not, if you're sitting down passively and things are just being given to you, your brain just doesn't work the same. So I think that, this has some major implications.
So scary. So as a parent, I have 3 young kids, and I think to myself, they're growing up in this world, where every single thing, someone was saying to me this morning, you could take an iPhone. I said, remember listening to songs on the radio and trying to memorize all the words or listening to when it would come on. Right. You can hold an iPhone next to the radio and it will tell you the name of the song on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. So, but how can we help our kids strengthen their brains in some of those other ways?
Well, it's kind of like physical exercise. Sitting in front of a TV is not the same as reading a book, right? And so literally what we see is that we have an obesity epidemic where we have to make people go out and physically exercise, where it used to be natural for children.
Right.
We're probably going to have to do that with their brain. There's going to be a point, and the biggest mistake parents can make is to think, oh, my child's sitting in front of a computer, that's good, that's important. They really need to be outside playing, and it's a big problem.
In terms of the brain exercise, you need to make them read. Sit down with an actual book.
Right.
As, most kids have to do every night as part of their homework, but to reinforce that at home, right, would be very important, I would imagine.
Very important. Very important to literally get them to do these natural things, these old school things. Yeah. Are really good. Reading a book is not the same as sitting down and watching TV. We kind of inherently know that.
Yeah, I was playing Scrabble on an iPad last night with my son, which is, sort of a merging of those two things. But right. Scrabble's a good game. Play some Scrabble this summer, right?
Yes, yes.
Good prescription.
Preferably even where you're holding the thing.
Yeah, with the little tiles would be the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fascinating. So exercise your brain and get outside and play. Good messages for the summer, right? All right, well, there's some new information today on a scary moment, the collision of 2 planes that were carrying nearly 300 passengers and crew. So what caused a 767 to nearly cut off the tail from another aircraft? That's coming up. And President Obama warned of serious threats to Social Security and military pay if Congress does not raise this debt ceiling. We're getting down to the wire on this one, folks. Now, dozens of Republican lawmakers have sent him a letter saying that they think his numbers don't add up. We're going to show you why at the top of the hour. We'll be joined on that. We'll be right back.